Nigeria's Inspector General of Police, IGP, Usman Baba, has blamed the increasing cases of political violence on some state governors. Usman Baba, while speaking with the leadership of political parties and other stakeholders on the increasing trend of political violence, stressed the need to present a common front in addressing the issues. The meeting held at the force headquarters in Nigeria's capital, Abuja. It was also attended by personnel from the military and other security agencies. The IG said the meeting became necessary following a noticeable trend within the national political space, which, if not promptly addressed, could evolve into a potent threat to not just the national security, but the electoral process. Joining us on the news now is Dayo Fagbulu, Political Affairs Analyst. He is in Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you very much for joining us on NC Continental Prime. Usman Baba says the blame for political violence should be laid squarely at the doorsteps of state governors. How much do you agree or disagree with this position, and why?
Well, evidently, people are in control of the parties, and it's their responsibility to keep their people in check. So yes, he is right. His view is, I mean, as the leadership of the parties are concerned, they should be able to speak to their followers, and that makes a lot of sense. Really, he should keep them in check. They should bring them in. Every party should call their people to order. And since they have signed up a peace accord already, I mean, there's also a need for them to adhere to the peace accord. That's the honorable thing to do. But I guess their failure to actually honor this agreement is what causes the intervention from the police, because we've had several riots and several, disorderly conduct at the parade grounds, or the party grounds, basically. Yes, so that's it.
What would you say is the point of him bringing this up now? Is drawing attention to it a way to actually address the situation, or do you think this might inflame further the very issues he's trying to address?
Well, if you consider the fact that they have the parties themselves have been unable to keep people on the campaign grounds in check, I believe that it's a good time for him to intervene. It's just, like I said, it's an intervention. That's the best word to put it. And what he's trying to do is he's trying to send out the battle cry, or let's call it a warning, that, I mean, they will also intervene to ensure that the elections are peaceful as much as possible. I think it's the right thing to do at a moment like this, since the parties have lost control to some degree or the other.
All right, let's look at the impact of political violence on the country's political process. Help us put it in perspective.
Well, you must understand that politics generally has always been transactional, and you find out that it has been largely led by the National Union of Road Transport Workers and people within that cadre over the years. This is what needs to change. This is the conversation we're having now, that these are not the people that should take the fall of our electioneering. Of course, there's bound to be violence. That has been the trend over the years. Killings during elections, attacks on party members. And basically, like I said, I mean, because they've left it in the hands of people like the National Union of Road Transport Workers for many years, it's high time that the police intervened and took it back. We have a bad trend when it comes to politics, and it really has to stop. It's a cognitive thing. It's a conversation we need to be having, and we need like intervention like what we're having now with the police to ensure that it ceases. It's high time it stopped.
What would a common front look like? Because one thing he said is that he stressed the need to present a common front in addressing the issues. What would a common front with the police and political stakeholders look like?
A common front is a conversation between everybody. I mean, what we're saying is a balanced dialogue, a balanced narrative in which everybody, every party is agreeing to the fact that violence has to end in the electioneering system. I mean, it's the best way to go about it. It's partially amicable, and every party signs to the fact that there will be no violence coming from their own end. So, I mean, that's the only way it's going to work, really, because no matter how much violence, we have seen the outcome of violence over the years, and it's very disastrous and distasteful. So I think the bottom line really is, it's a consensus. All the parties, the government, the police, the army, every one of them will get together and agree on something which should hold amongst everybody. And of course, there should be punishment for the erring parties. Anybody that steps outside the agreement should be punished. I think that's the best way to put it.
Dayo Fagbulu, thank you very much for speaking with us.
It's a pleasure.